Alright, welcome back to the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, that matchup of Notre Dame versus NC State was the best game of the year so far. At first, it was definitely that Southern California versus UConn matchup. That was a real great game, but this game went to double overtime, yo. Double overtime. Both teams played hard. To quote the great Rasheed Wallace, both teams played hard, but NC State came out on top. They outlast Notre Dame. These are the best two teams in the ACC conference. As we see, NC State is second in the ACC, and of course Notre Dame is number one, with the number one ranking overall in the country, and NC State being ranked 13th. The shot making ability from Isaiah James is incredible. To me, she plays like a female James Harden. She does that tween crossover step back three. That's her favorite shot. The way she just does it, it resembles James Harden so much. And she's left-handed just like James Harden. So it looks super identical the way they play. But she's not just a three-point shooter. She can finish at the rim through contact. She has great handles. She be crossing her opponents up, putting them on skates. And she's just a lethal scorer. The way she can score the basketball is amazing. She had one nice play when she did a wraparound behind the back on Olivia Miles in transition. It was dope. I'm like, yo, this girl's nice. This girl is cold. But the leading scorer for NC State was Zoe Brooks. She is a great guard for them as well. They have a lot of great guards in NC State. Snipe Rivers, of course, she played good. She was one assist shy from getting a triple-double. She had 14 points, 9 assists, 3 blocks, 2 steals, and 13 rebounds. Almost had a triple-double. She didn't shoot good from the field, though. She did not shoot good from the field. She was having an off game, so she was deferring to her teammates. As you see, Tilda Trigger, she had 19 points and 9 boards. She played great. So her other teammates had it today, so she was just, playmaking. She's a real great passer and playmaker for that team. The whole team played good. Every single player in the starting five scored over 12 points. Everybody in the starting five for NC State scored in double digits. They played great. But Notre Dame was, they were not backing down. They're number one in the country for a reason. Latu King, the way she grabs boards is just, it's just really good. They really needed her presence in that front court. 16 points, 14 rebounds. She had 4 steals. Both teams, they were getting a lot of steals. Notre Dame, that's their game. That's their bread and butter. They lead the nation in fast break points. They like to get out and transition. They have a great run and gun game. I love the way Notre Dame plays on the fast break. So they take advantage of it. They beat teams. They blow teams out the water just from fast break points. I watched a lot of Notre Dame basketball games since, especially since Hannah been on the team, and that's really how that's really like their secret weapon. That's for them to beat other basketball teams. But what impressed me, of course, Hannah cooked. She played great. Hannah, of course, she's a great scorer. 26 points. She shot efficient from the foul line, but she didn't shoot that efficient from the field. But she was still able to get her tough buckets. Hannah, great at finishing at the basket for her size. Again, she's only 5'6", and she gets a lot of and-one buckets. And she gets extremely hyped when she do those and-ones. I'm telling you, when you see Hannah Hidalgo interview, she's so nice, peaceful. And then when she's on the court, she's just a killer, man. She's just a straight-up killer, man. She got that mentality. She's tough. She's a Jersey girl. But, yeah, she played. She was definitely trying to keep them in the game because Hannah has to score points for them to get wins. Olivia Miles played great. She made a good amount. She didn't shoot that good from 3, but she had that nice clutch layup, to tie the game. And then look what Sonia Citron did. Sonia Citron hit that game-tying 3 to send the game to overtime, and it was just amazing to see that. If we can take a look at the clip right here, send the game to OT. Look at it. Boom, boom. Look how hype Hannah is. She just hit a little step back, and it was money. When I saw that live, I was like, "You're lying to me." I was like, "You are lying to me." And what's crazy is when they were around 8 minutes into the third quarter, around the 8-minute mark, Sonya only scored 2 points. She only had 2 points in the beginning by the beginning of the third quarter of this game. And look what she ended up with: 23 points, 7 boards. She had some really clutch offensive rebounds, 2 blocks, and yeah, she shot efficient from the field. She was the most efficient scorer for this team, really, and well today. And they really needed Sonya this game. Sonya was really not trying to lose. She was like, "Hey, I see Hannah's kind of off today. Olivia wasn't hitting shots." Maddie Westbell, she played a lot of minutes. Again, she is back. She only played 13 games for them this season so far. So she's just now getting back to playing. So it might take a while for her to, you know what I'm saying, get back in her groove. But she's definitely gonna bounce back. Maddie Westbell's a great player. I'm telling you all. Just give it a chance. I don't want people to be like, "Hey, this is what y'all saying is a top 15 pick in the draft." Blah blah. Because when people have slumps, this is what they do. They always like to over criticize. But Notre Dame is still the number 1 team in the country. I don't care what y'all say. When the AP does their updated ranking for tomorrow, Notre Dame should stay at the number 1 spot. I know they just lost to NC State, but they beat a lot of good teams, and they really are the best team in the country. This game was close. They didn't get smoked. They didn't get blown out. The game went to freaking 2 overtimes. That just goes to show you how tough Notre Dame is. NC State, of course, as we know, they're in the 13th spot. They're definitely going to go into the... I have a feeling when the AP does their ranking tomorrow, if y'all check this out later, y'all going to see I was right. Guarantee you the NC State is going to move up to the top 10 in the top 10 ranking in the country. Because this was a really big win. They are second in the ACC, one of the better conferences. UConn, they play in the Big East, the weak conference. But they're still a great team. They're still a powerhouse team. But they play in a really weak conference. So, man, this is just going to be interesting to see how they do this updating ranking. Right? The week before it's March. But, hey, we will see. Yeah, the threes was just definitely killing them. NC State, as we see, they shot 38% from 3 today. It wasn't just like, as you see, it was pretty much close. Notre Dame has hit 7 threes, and NC State only hit 8. So they hit just one more 3 than them, but they shot at an efficient rate, and it was like big time shots that like go ahead, like really like some dagger shots. Like some go-ahead basket shots that, to try to put them away. In terms of the rebounds, really close. Look at the total boards. Notre Dame had 49. NC State had 51. So they only had 2 more rebounds. And Notre Dame was getting a lot of offensive boards. They out-rebounding them on the offensive end. But, yeah, it wasn't enough. They just went, NC State just went on a really great run. In the second overtime, and I was like, yeah, it's over. It's definitely over. But Notre Dame, they really are the fighting Irish, bro. They put up a fight. They really put up a fight, dog. Yeah, and people always sleep on NC State. If you see my previous video when I was talking about Notre Dame deserves the number 1 spot, I mentioned NC State like, yo, they're a great team. Do not forget about them. Because look what they did last season. They made the Final Four. Of course, as we see, and as we know, they lost to South Carolina that day. But hey, they made the Final Four. Zion James was putting up a crazy run. a crazy one. She was averaging like, what, 20, 21 points, about that, during the March Madness of last season. And Stein Rivers was hooping too. This team is good. This team is really good. They're well coached. Yeah. And I did notice they were stopping Notre Dame fast break points. And again, that's how Notre Dame eats. Great transition team. But hey, Notre Dame, y'all are going to bounce back. Take a look at their schedule. And I said that was the biggest game. That's going to be their most competitive game within the next by March. Because NC State again was the only ranked opponent up until March, as we see so far. But yeah, these games are getting good. This was the best game of the season. Definitely better than that Southern California UConn game, just by a little bit, because those are definitely the two best games this season so far. And hey, this is just a small taste, let me rephrase that. That was wild. This is just a small little sample size of what we're gonna get in terms of really great matchups and great games in women's college basketball. Hey, I'm telling y'all, this is the golden age of women hoops, in my opinion. The game's at an all-time high in terms of popularity, and people are tuning in, yo. People are tuning in. Magic Johnson was even tweeting about the game, yo. Magic Johnson was tweeting about the game. The greatest point guard ever. Look at that. Talked about Isaiah James. Again, I told you that behind the back layup, that wraparound that she hit on Olivia Miles. I was like, you are tough. She's a bucket. Zoe Brooks did her thing. But yeah, Zoe Brooks, she hit a lot of free throws. Most of her points came from the foul line. But hey, she's one of those players where she likes to, attack the cup. She can shoot. She definitely make a jump shot. But really good at attacking the basket and drawing fouls. And hey, she went 14 from the foul line, so that definitely helped them. The free throws definitely helped NC State win this game, y'all. But yeah, Magic talked about it. This game was trending on Twitter. It was just a great game. She had 33 points, 10 boards, man. So shout out to Zoe Brooks, man. They got a lot of great guards on NC State. I'm telling you, this team can upset one of these top 5 teams when March Madness happens. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. A lot of these teams are good. Kentucky can upset one of these teams. Look like people forgot about TCU. TCU's not really talked about that much in terms of like the mainstream media who are covering women's college basketball. Oklahoma's good. Tennessee's really good, well coached. And Alabama, one of the most underrated teams, man. Again, I made a video about that months ago. Aaliyah Nye and Sarah Ashley Barker, cold, great duo they got out there. Yeah, a lot of great teams. This is the most open it's been for to win the Natty for a while. This is the most open because a couple seasons ago you could say, hey, it's gonna be South Carolina or Iowa, but when it comes to March Madness, a lot of upsets definitely happen, especially on the men's side of men's college basketball. During March Madness, there's a lot of upsets, so things like that happen. But when it came to women's college basketball, you can kind of narrow it down to just a few teams. But anyone can win it. Anyone can win it this year. Texas is nice. UCLA is nice. But Southern California, of course, all these teams are great. That are in the top 25. So it's open, bro. It's really open. But yeah, you guys tell me your thoughts and opinions on this game and on both of these teams. Do you agree with me that this was the best game in women's college basketball so far this season? And what are your thoughts on Notre Dame and NC State? Do you agree with me? Because I still think Notre Dame is the number 1 team in the country right now. Notre Dame and Southern Cal are the 2 best teams to me. But, yeah, it's still open. Anybody can get got, especially when it comes to March Madness time. Anybody can get got. So you never know. But, yeah, again, tell me your thoughts and opinions. Like and subscribe. Till next video.